Welcome to SWAPP web application SWAPP. In this video, we'll be discussing the latest function added to stock taking menu point called as periodic stock taking. Let's take it. This page is very much similar to the other stock taking pages. As you can see, under the item summary, we have a list of pallets. Here, it is a list of pending pallets to be stock taken that are populated, and the list is generated on the basis of last stock taken date and cycle. And in order to get this function working, we need to have certain prerequisites being configured in Swallow desktop application. So first, let's do that. Log into Swallow desktop application. There, under global user parameters, MPS, under the section for stock, we have a field for specifying a not found location. And it will be to this location that the pallets that are not found during the process of stock taking will be getting moved. And this not found location, the user can choose any of the existing location, or he can create a new location under global tables general and then come here and choose that location as the not found location. If this configuration is not set, when you select the SWAPP application for periodic stock taking, the user will be getting a warning saying that the not found location is not found. So this is the first prerequisite to be done. Now let's move on to the second prerequisite. It is a item level configuration. Let's take an item, MPC basic data item. Let's select an item. Under the section for planning, we have a mandatory field called a stock taking interval. By default, it will be 0. And whatever value you specify for the stock taking interval will be what gets displayed here under the field cycle. So if the value of stock taking interval is 0, then it means this particular item is not considered for stock taking at all. If its value is 1, then it means this particular item will be stock taken only once in a year. If you choose it as 12, then it means this particular item will be stock taken 12 times in a year, that is once every month. So that is how the value specified here has impact in cycle. Then we have the third prerequisite, which is not a mandatory configuration. Under the global user parameter SWAPP, there we have scan location before movement or stock taking. Right now this is unchecked. Let's keep it as unchecked and move back to SWAPP. On the basis of how the check is on and off, the SWAPP behavior will be different. Let's see how it is. By default, this confirm button is inactive. And like in all other SWAPP pages, here again we have column level sorting available. And to select a palette, row click, or you can scan using any of the scanner method. Right now, let's select using by clicking a row. Once you select, its data get populated here on the top, and this update field will have the values for location, quantity, and position. When you select a palette, as you can see, this confirm button becomes active. You can do the required modification and confirm the data. And if this configuration for SWAPP, scan location before movement is selected, that is the checkbox is checked. If you go back to SWAPP and update the page, even when you select a particular palette, this won't become active. That is, this confirm button won't become active. And it will become active only if you change the location. Then only this particular confirm button becomes active. So let's modify the location and try to confirm the data. So once you confirm that palette will be removed from this pending list with a success message on top. Why? Because the last stock taken date will get updated to today's date, and this list is generated on the basis of last stock taken date and cycle. So whatever pallets for which you do the stock taking won't be available in this list again. This is the first scenario. Then the second scenario. If the operator find a pallet that is not in this list, Then again, he can do the stock taking. He can just scan the label so that its data will be populated here. Then he can modify the data as per the requirement, similar to an instant stock taking process, and then he can confirm. That is the second scenario. But in that case, again, the palette that you currently added won't be present in this list because the last stock taken date has changed to today's date. Then let's consider the third scenario, that if the user find a palette that has a missing label and want to enter it in the Swallow system with a new palette number and label. For that, click on any palette or the same item. Suppose the palette that we found is belonging to this particular item. Then let's select a palette belonging to that item. We have to click on this plus button. Then let's enter the quantity which we have inspected in that palette. To which location should we move that? Position required, you can mention, and then click on confirm. And that palette will be added to Swallow with the new palette number. And if you want to print label, during the process of stock taking itself, you can just click on this print palette label. This is again a user parameter in SWAPP. Print label for stock taking. If it is on, by default it would have been selected. So this is the third scenario. Then if a particular user want to do stock taking for a particular location alone, if that is the case, we have a location filter available. For example, as you can see here, we have a lot of location. Let's scan a particular location here. Then the data will be filtered only for that location. User can choose, specify the stock taking details, confirm the data. The palette will be moved and that filter for location will still retain. And user, if he wishes to go back to the original page, he update using this update button so that the filter will be gone. Then the last scenario, if a palette in this list is physically not available in the specified location, for example, this is the palette and he could not find it physically in the place where he is doing the stock taking, then we can move that to a not found location. First, let's select and then click on this cross button icon. Then we get a warning message asking if you want to move to OGO, which was a location which we set as not found. If you click on yes, that palette will be moved to that not found location. The main difference between this periodic stock taking when compared to location based stock taking is that this column cycle is something new here, and here it is a last stock taken date that gets populated. And in cases of moving to not found location, here we had to individually select each palette and then confirm it to not found location. But in the case of other stock taking, that is location based, multiple palettes together could have been moved. These are the main difference between these two. Hope this function is very much clear to you all. Thank you for watching.